I've been through all of that. I've looked for the quick fix and lived in denial of my own bad habits. I now know exactly what works because I did it, and I can promise you that this is the fastest way to success. This is how Nicola lost 20 kg. There's no quicker way to do it that won't see you reverting back to old habits again. Hey there, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jenna, and I want to help make understanding health and fitness as simple as possible. Alright, today I want to share 5 healthy eating habits that really helped me build and maintain my physique. By implementing these habits and taking it seriously, I really accelerated my journey and was able to finally reach my goals. The problem is though, most people won't do it. They want a quick fix, always looking for something super fast that actually just doesn't exist and likely never will. I can guarantee that if you are one of these people and don't break this mindset, you will really struggle to reach your goals. Like I was, you will always be searching for something and at best, stay in the same place you are. I've been through all of that. I've looked for the quick fix and lived in denial of my own bad habits. And I can promise you that this is the fastest way to success. I love simplicity. I'm not a fan of spending a lot of time in the kitchen, and I definitely don't count calories. So those things did not help me get to where I am today. It's much simpler than that. These habits are very simple, effective, and were really easy to actually implement into my daily routine. All right, tip number 1 was changing the way I view food. Over the decades, as the world has evolved, we've become really spoiled for choice when it comes to food, to the point we abuse it, and in the process, we're abusing our bodies. We have so much variety and choice of amazing, tasty foods that we have forgotten the primary purpose of it, and that is to keep our bodies functioning optimally. That is all we need food for. This just made so much sense to me when I thought of it like this, and was a massive turning point in my fitness journey. When we start consuming foods for other reasons than to help our bodies function, we're actually chasing a dopamine release in the brain, causing a feeling of pleasure and reward. We do this without realizing. Think about it. You're often not even hungry when you eat. However, just the thought of eating your favorite meal or snack instantly gives you a comfort or a pleasure feeling. So you go and do it, and it instantly releases that exact feeling that you're chasing and that you're familiar with. Highly processed foods such as foods high in sugar, high saturated fat food give us this feeling far more than nutritious whole foods do. So by reforming the way I viewed food was a crucial first step in changing my mindset and getting on path to reaching my weight loss and health and fitness goals. So try and see food as fuel that your body needs to function on a daily basis. The types of foods it needs is nutritious whole foods in their natural form or near natural form. When I eat healthy whole foods, I feel a completely different person than I do when I'm eating unhealthy processed junk food. So by viewing food as necessary fuel to help my body function optimally and not seeing it as a comfort was a big turning point for me. Okay, and that brings me to tip number 2, and that is eating more whole foods. Yes, it sounds so simple and it's been said millions of times before, but it will always be one of the most important parts of healthy weight management. Eat more whole foods. I never really took this seriously enough and realized just how much this impacts your success. Now, I don't eat them for every single meal and have become insanely restrictive. A good rule of thumb I use is 80% whole foods and 20% comfort foods. I've never completely eliminated comfort foods or unhealthy foods from my diet. This isn't sustainable for most people and definitely not for me. However, to lose weight and to maintain a healthy weight, it's crucial to create discipline around the foods that you eat. I've become really strict with my nutrition, but never restricted myself. This is the key. By this, I mean I'm strict with the majority of my day-to-day meals. I stick to a basic structure and consistently eat nutritious whole foods. However, I don't restrict myself completely from other less healthy foods that I also very much enjoy. You don't need to do that. It does take time and discipline to break old habits and to create new ones. It won't be an overnight change, and it definitely wasn't for me. For me, it meant quitting alcohol, which was one of the best things I ever did. I haven't had a drop of alcohol in 3 years. I don't miss it, but 3 years ago, I never would have imagined I would be sitting here saying that today. For you, it might be completely different. It might mean that you just need to track your daily food intake for a few months to make sure that you're on track. Whatever it is, if you can build those habits and stay consistent with it like I was, you can break those old habits and form new ones, including consuming far more whole foods that your body really does need. Okay, tip number 3 is portion control. One of the biggest challenges in weight loss is managing how much we eat. I've never actually struggled with consistently overeating. However, I also never really knew what a healthy portion size looked like, and this is so important for ensuring that you're getting the right macronutrients in your diet, which are carbs, fats, and protein, on a daily basis. Here's the thing: if you don't understand what a healthy portion size is, your idea of a healthy portion size might be far bigger than necessary for healthy weight management. It can be a real trap, I know this, because over time it's so easy to increase your portion size without even knowing, therefore making it really easy to gain weight. Also, this is usually ingrained in us from early childhood, our parents forcing us to eat everything on our plate, but many of them probably had no idea of what a healthy portion size even looked like. So many people are doomed from the get-go, and there's a lot of bad habits to undo that stem right back to childhood. If we're not intentionally taking notice of our portion size, it's very easy to overeat, and those excess calories that we consume get stored in the form of fat. Do this day after day, and you're going to continue to gain weight. So how did I understand portion size? First of all, you don't need to count calories. I don't do this. I used to do it and it drove me crazy. It's the fastest way to failing in the long term. I'm not saying that counting calories doesn't help with losing weight. It can when done correctly. However, realistically, it wasn't maintainable for me long term, and I think that probably goes for a lot of people. I knew that there had to be a better way to do it. That's when I started measuring portion sizes using my hands as a guide. What I go by is 1 palm size for protein, cupped hands for fibrous veggies, 1 palm size for complex carbohydrates, and 1 thumb size for healthy fats. Now, of course, this will vary slightly from person to person, depending on a few different factors. However, this is the structure I've followed for years, and it's how I've managed to lose fat and build a healthy, toned physique. This is how I now structure 90% of my meals. Understanding and implementing this habit really fast-tracked my journey and also makes meal planning that much easier. Okay, tip number 4, and this is something that I haven't taken all that seriously until recent years, and that is staying hydrated. No, I don't mean that by drinking water you're going to burn fat. What my biggest point here is that dehydration can lead to you thinking you're hungry when you're actually not. Therefore, you go and overeat. Okay, tell me if you've experienced the following. You're at work, sitting at the desk for hours on end, or wherever it is that you work. Maybe you have a physical job. You suddenly realize how frazzled and foggy you feel in your mind. When this happens, unfortunately, we tend to reach for food in an attempt to feel better. However, what we really need is water. This foggy, frazzled feeling is so often caused by dehydration and not hunger. When I'm thirsty, I lack focus, I make poor decisions, I feel tired, irritable, moody, and often I think I'm hungry. So instead, what I've started to do in these moments is go and have a glass of water or a drink from my bottle that's always on my desk. Every single time I do this, I instantly feel better in my mind, and I go from craving sweets and sugary processed comfort foods to just not craving it at all. So staying hydrated is huge and something I really underestimated for many years. Since I started working from home this year, I've made even more of a conscious effort to drink water frequently throughout the day. Okay guys, last habit, number 5, and that is to prepare ahead. No, I don't mean meal prepping. I personally don't prep my meals ahead of time because I find I generally waste the last few meals anyway. I don't want to plan to eat a particular meal on a Thursday when today is only Sunday. I like to have fresh meals that don't taste reheated. However, if you're okay with this and this works for you, absolutely do it. It can be extremely helpful and cuts out a lot of time during the week. I'm not at all against meal prepping. I just personally prefer to make my meals each day, and I have the time to do it because I keep them very simple. So my idea of preparing ahead is doing one good grocery shop each week. Now, when I really started to dial in on my nutrition and consistently started to eat healthy meals each day, my grocery shop started to look pretty much the same every single week, the same foods. I do most of mine online now because it not only cuts out all of that temptation to buy new foods that you see on the shelves, but it's just also because I don't enjoy going into a busy supermarket. Stocking my pantry, fridge and freezer with good nutritious whole foods that I plan to eat throughout the week was one of the easiest and smartest habits I got into, and I really wish I had done that much earlier. It just makes meal planning and eating healthier so much easier. As I said, I always keep my meals very simple. Honestly, my breakfasts are almost always the same thing every single day, some version of oatmeal. It's the same with lunch, very similar every day. And dinner, I'm a little bit more flexible because I just have a bit more time. If you want a clear-cut plan to lose weight and get toned at home through short home workouts, I've linked my 21-day weight loss accelerator here in the description. I teach you step by step exactly how I changed my own eating habits, burnt fat, toned up, and maintain it. I've removed all the fluff and guesswork and given you only the essential things that you must know. This is how Nicola lost 20 kg, and to be honest, there's no quicker way to do it that won't see you reverting back to old habits again. So guys, that was 5 healthy eating habits that has really helped put me on the right path and achieved my health and fitness goals. Remember, it's all about making small, sustainable changes and being patient. Share your own healthy eating habits in the comments below. I'd love to hear what they are. All right guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it beneficial, and I'll see you next week.